We treat aging, disease, and dying as inescapable facts, but our bodies might be breaking down due to an ancient, deliberate act of genetic sabotage. To understand how we got here, we have to look at an unconventional historical narrative. This framework describes an original architectural plan for humanity, the Christos divine blueprint. This diagram illustrates the core blueprint, a 12-strand DNA template engineered with precise instructions for perpetual motion. Originally, the system functioned as an open circuit, drawing infinite energy from a universal source to self-regenerate indefinitely. Once that connection was severed, the blueprint shifted into a finite closed-circuit system. Without access to that infinite source, the energy trapped inside the body simply degrades over time. According to this narrative, losing this capacity for perpetual life was the direct fallout of a catastrophic, multidimensional cosmic war. The records of this hidden history identify two primary hostile factions driving this ancient conflict: the lineages of the Anu Elohim and the Draconian Seraphim. In their pursuit of total dominance, the Anu Elohim made a drastic tactical choice. They deliberately traded away their own 12-strand potential, mutating their genetics down to a restricted 11-strand capacity. The resulting wars between these factions were so destructive, they began tearing literal holes in the multidimensional fabric of the time matrix. This structural map shows the original sin, a massive tactical strike where the Anu Elohim detonated the grid's apex portal, Stargate 12. Destroying that gateway locked the dimensional doors, blocking the natural path of ascension and trapping consciousness within the time matrix. This explosion marks the exact moment life forms became permanently confined to a finite system of decay. With the primary galactic gates locked, the conflict shifted to the remaining accessible nodes. Earth became a strategic prize because of its localized Stargate system, leading the fallen factions to initiate aggressive hybridization programs. The fallen angelic legions secured their influence through physical interbreeding with the early human populations already seeded on the planet. Look at how the genetic sequence responds in this diagram. This process was an injection of restricted 9, 10, and 11-strand mutations directly into the human blueprint. Humanity's current biological limitations represent the direct inherited fallout of this ancient genetic tampering. These ancient genetic distortions continue to actively break down the human body today through very specific biological mechanisms. This diagram reveals the first mechanism, seals. These are intentional blockages where vital DNA codes were scrambled or removed to prevent energy from flowing through the template. Without that flow, a residue accumulates in the energy field called miasma, a buildup of frozen light static. As this energetic static builds, it distorts your biology, pulsing outward to fracture healthy cells, acting as the root cause of physical disease. The final stage is molecular compaction. Over a lifetime, incompatible dimensional frequencies bombard the fractured DNA, continuously crushing the template at the molecular level. In this framework, aging and death are the literal mechanical endpoint of this ongoing molecular destruction. This war over human genetics remains an active three-way confrontation today between guardian races and the fallen lineages. The primary tactic used against modern humans is a process called monadic reversal. It often appears as false DNA activation programs within modern spiritual or New Age movements, marketed as quick fixes for instant enlightenment. These programs are designed to trick individuals into reversing their own natural DNA sequencing, anchoring their energy field further into the control systems of the fallen factions. Recognizing this hidden history makes personal discernment your vital defense. True evolution back to your original blueprint requires conscious effort and the discipline to ignore the promise of spiritual shortcuts.